Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this April the 30th, last day of April 2024. I'm hoping everybody had a great Tuesday out there so far. Everybody has a great Tuesday evening. Everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar currently across the nation. Also, take a look at the Watch and Warn Advisory map. Also, the Storm Prediction Center overview. And also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Wednesday and Thursday. So, stick around to the entire video. Do not miss a beat of this forecast. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, like these videos and share these videos. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see we got some shower activity up here in portions of Maine and New Hampshire, Vermont, down toward portions of Massachusetts, Connecticut region, stretching through portions of northern New York State, through portions of northern Michigan, all the way into portions of Minnesota, through the Dakotas, also in the Minnesota, Wisconsin region. Alright, we got thunderstorms and showers from up here around Rhode Island, through New Jersey, through Maryland, Delaware, D.C., down to eastern Virginia, eastern North Carolina, eastern South Carolina, portions of Georgia, much of Florida, also down towards southern, the Panhandle, Florida, portion of Georgia, like I said, western Georgia, that is, central Alabama, also in the portion of Louisiana, Texas, stretching all the way up into Nebraska, Colorado, Iowa, and also Illinois and Missouri regions. Also, we have some, in the red slashed area, could be some heavy rain and flash flooding for portion of Iowa, through Nebraska, through Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas region. Also some in the severe weather area here, in the slashed area, this is severe weather possible from Texas all the way into portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, and also portions of Nebraska as well. In the gray slashed area, could be some critical fire weather issues in New Mexico and portions of Panhandle, Texas. Also, we got in the purple here, we got some mixed precipitation from Colorado to Wyoming to Montana, Idaho, portions of Washington, Oregon State, with some shower activity for portions of the coastal areas and portions of inland areas as well. Got a few pockets of heavy snow possible for portions of Montana also. Otherwise, dry high pressure in charge of much of Canada, through portions of Washington, Oregon State, and also portions of Montana, through California, back down to Arizona, New Mexico, portions of Texas. Also to the Gulf of California, Mexico, to the Yucatan Peninsula, Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, and also portions of the Carolina, Georgia, the Arkansas, and Missouri, up towards Ohio, Michigan, to Pennsylvania, to portions of New York State. Also portions of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, and also into New Brunswick, and also into Newfoundland. All of this activity is for your Wednesday, May 1st. Alright, here you look at your forecast for Thursday. Alright, as you can see here, we got some shower activity from Maine to Vermont to New Hampshire, Massachusetts, down to portions of Connecticut, just north of Rhode Island and the coastal waters areas. Also, we got thunderstorms and showers down there across Florida, down toward the Florida Keys. And also up in the portion of the Great Lakes region from Michigan to Wisconsin to Minnesota through the Dakotas. Right on the Canadian-U.S. border there as well. And also down in the South Dakota, down to Colorado, Kansas, down into Texas, and to Louisiana, back up to portion of Indiana and Ohio, and also Kentucky and Tennessee and Mississippi regions as well. Alright, in the red slashed area here, we got flash flooding, heavy rain possible from Texas to Louisiana, Arkansas, up toward Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, also southeastern portion of Minnesota. Also, we have mixed precipitation in the purple here, right along the Canadian-U.S. border, and the portion of Washington, Oregon State, through Nevada to Idaho to Montana, Wyoming, portion of Colorado, and right along western areas of North, South Dakota, and also portion of Nebraska as well. And we got a little bit of shower activity across portions of southern Washington State through western Oregon and also northwestern California. Otherwise, dry high pressure is in charge of much of Canada, also into Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and the portion of northeast Maine, through New York State, to Ohio, to Pennsylvania, to D.C., to the Carolinas, to Georgia, northern Florida, Florida Panhandle, to Alabama, the Florida, Cuba, Jamaica, down to the Yucatan Peninsula, much of Mexico, Gulf of California, to Texas, to portion of Nebraska and Kansas, to Utah, to Nevada, California, portion of Washington State as well. All of this activity is for your Thursday, May 2nd. Alright, here's the current radar, currently as of this recording. As you can see here, we have some shower activity up in portion of Maine, southeast Canada, stretching down into New York State. Also down to Pennsylvania, down into portions of Virginia, West Virginia, the Carolinas, also down into central and eastern Florida, and cross portion of Florida as well. Also, we got another severe weather outbreak going on in portions of Iowa, all the way down in central and southern Texas, with severe thunderstorm warnings along that front. Also, we have some flash flood warnings in the green there as well. We had a couple tornado warnings reported there as well. We'll get to that in the Storm Prediction Center overview and the storm report when we get to it in just a few minutes. Alright, also we're going to take a look at, we got more precipitation over Minnesota back into North Dakota, stretching as far west into Montana, excuse me. Montana back into ports of Idaho, Washington, Oregon states as well. Okay, there it is. Alright, over here in Iowa down through portions of Nebraska, Kansas, also in the portion of northwest Missouri, down in the Oklahoma and Texas region. There's those tornado warnings you've seen on there as well. One over portions of Oklahoma. We got 2 to 3 ongoing here in portions of Kansas. In the yellow, this is a tornado watch box stretching from Iowa down into portions of Missouri and also into Kansas. Severe thunderstorm watches in portions of Missouri, Oklahoma, and also into Texas. Also, we have some flood watches and also some flood advisory, flood warnings in effect there as well. Also, we still have river flood warning for portions of Illinois, down to Missouri, down to portions of Arkansas, and the portion of Alabama. Also into portions of Louisiana, and eastern Texas, and southeastern Oklahoma region as well. Same over in portions of Nevada and Idaho. We got an area here of some dense fog advisories here in portions of Alabama. Also, we have wind advisories over portions of South Dakota, special weather statement for portions of Minnesota, and also into portions of Iowa. High wind watches for southeastern areas of Wyoming. Also, we have some red flag warnings and fire weather watches in effect for portions of New Mexico, and also red flag warnings for south and southeastern areas of Colorado. All right, freeze warnings in effect for a couple counties. Freeze watches. Excuse me. We have freeze warnings here in Idaho. Freeze watches in effect here in portions of Idaho. Also, we have high wind warning, wind advisory, winter storm warning, winter weather advisories over Montana. Even some red flag warnings in the east of Montana. All right. Also, we have some frost advisories and also winter weather advisory for portions of Washington, Oregon State. And also frost advisory for northwestern California. Freeze warning there also for southwestern Oregon. Wind advisory over northern California. Alright, we got a special marine warning also for the area here in southern Florida. And we had a small craft advisory, storm warning for portions of, and gale warnings also in effect for Washington State down to California. Hawaii and Chain Island is good. You got those storm warnings, small craft advisory around the Alaska area, and also some flood watches in effect to the south. Alrighty, now let's move on to the there, stretching from Texas all the way up to Minnesota. We have another area of severe weather over here, portion of eastern Pennsylvania, and also in the portion of New York State with a marginal risk there. Convective outlook, you can see it, general thunderstorms in the northwest for portion of Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon State. Same from north through the Dakotas back to Minnesota. The red boxes are the tornado watches. The blues are the severe thunderstorm watches I showed you on the watches warning advisory map. The MDS Discover. Um, well, this is here. Let me go back. This watch. They may have to issue a watch here in this region here. All right. Storm reports. We had 4 tornado report. That was over portion of Kansas region as well. But I do expect more to occur. Wind report. We had 13. Most of them took and through the Dakotas as well. All right, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Wednesday. We got general thunderstorm from up here near Virginia to Columbia to Tallahassee, all the way down to the Florida Keys, including Fort Myers, Miami, up toward Melbourne, Orlando, Tampa region, Charleston and Savannah region as well, and also including Wilmington, North Carolina. Also, one more general thunderstorm from over here near Great Falls to Duluth, and also Billings, and also same from Bismarck down toward Denver, Grand Junction. These are just general thunderstorms from also up here near Cleveland to Louisville, all the way down to Alexandria and Shreveport, Louisiana area, and also toward Corpus Christi. The enhanced risk, this includes pretty much Dodge City, Kansas, Great Bend, Kansas, and Woodward, Oklahoma. That's where that location there is. The slight risks include Wichita, Kansas, Lincoln, Nebraska, Abilene, Texas, Wichita, Texas, Midland, Texas, and the marginal risks include San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, and Oklahoma City region. All right, let's take a look at the tornado probability for your Wednesday. We have a 5% in the brown. This includes Salina, Hutchinson, Dodge City, Hayes, and Great Bend, Kansas vicinities. And if you live in Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Texas vicinity, Oklahoma City to Wichita, you're pretty much in the 2% risk for a tornado on your Wednesday. And also the damaging winds pretty much up here in portion Abilene, the Midlands, the Odessa, St. Angelo, and Nebraska, Grand Island, Nebraska area, and 5% San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City regions. As well. Okay, we got a 30% significant area and a 30% risk area. This includes Midlands, Odessa, Dodge City, Grand Bend, Hutchinson, also Woodward, Dodge City, Garden City area for large hail. That is the 30%, and the significant area from Midland to Fort Stockton. You're in that included as well. Wichita, to Lincoln, to Abilene, to Wichita Fall, to Midland, Texas, 15% risk area, and 5% San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City regions. 5% risk for large hail for your Wednesday. Let's move on to day number 3. Let me click on it. We'll go to it. Alright, you can see here the general thunderstorm from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, down to Orlando, Melbourne, Tampa, Fort Myers, and Miami, and the Florida Keys. More general thunderstorm from over here, from near in Idaho to Great Falls, to Grand Forks, to Fargo, to Marquette, to Milwaukee, to Chicago, all the way down to Jackson, Mississippi. Also down to Houston, San Antonio, Austin area. A marginal risk has been placed for you guys here in Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Missouri, Omaha and Tulsa area, stretching all the way up to La Crosse, Delmont, Iowa. You're included. Omaha, Lincoln, Wichita, Kansas areas. You're included in that 5%. It'll be 5% probability for severe weather on day 3, and there it is right there. Alright, well I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. So enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. We'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening, folks. Take care.